nobody told us he was there until afterwards.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it was like stealth.
It was stealth.
Amazing.
Well, you know, he used to walk around New York. Bowie would walk around New York, like, and he'd have a hat on, and people would be like, "Hey, it looks like David Bowie," but he would. This is how this motherfucker worked. He was a genius. He would have like a foreign language newspaper in his hand, and so they'd be like, "Oh, that can't be him because he's reading a foreign language newspaper." Can you believe
Amazing.
that? Yeah, amazing, and it would just, you know, and then the trail would go dead.
That's amazing.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
That kind of stuff cracks me up.
So that clip was taken directly from the video that you're about to check out, where you're going to learn exactly what it was like working for and playing bass for the legendary David Bowie. And dudes, check this out. I have done over 100 interviews over the last 3 years with some of the best bass players on the planet, and every time I ask them that question, who's your favorite bass player or who's your biggest influence, many times there's one name that comes up straight away, and that is Tim Lefebvre. Tim is the bass player's bass player. Whether he's laying down a solid groove for the Tedeschi Trucks band, playing melodic lines with a pick with David Bowie, or tearing into a killer bass line for the band Noah, Tim is always nailing it right to the wall.
Yeah, just screaming, whatever you make gets taken, doing the best that you can to get by. Days get longer, a choice there is no other.
Insane groove, right? Give Tim a like down below for grooving so hard. Now this is a short snippet taken from an hour-long interview that will be coming soon for members over at scottsbasslessons.com. So if you're already a member, keep a lookout for it. It's coming in the next few weeks. If you've not been to the site yet, shoot over and check it out, because if you're a bass nerd like me, you're gonna dig it. Now here's Tim talking about recording the bass for David Bowie's Blackstar album, what he did, how David Bowie actually contacted him in the first place, what he used in terms of gear, the whole 9 yards. So check it out.
What was that experience like?
I mean, you know, it was very workmanlike. It was, you know, it's not many people. There was like Coco Schwab, David's nutritionist guy. You know, he was very sick when he showed up,
Yeah.
so like we knew that.
But like when you got the call, where were you when you got the call? By the way, we're on the Bowie album.
We were at this place in Sterling Heights, Michigan, this like outdoor venue, like shed. And then Donnie called me, and I was like, you know, I kind of had a suspicion because he had asked me about that recording, and you know, it wasn't a huge surprise, but it was still like, oh my God.
And it was Donnie's band, with Donnie McCaslin's band.
It was Donnie,
wasn't
Mark
it?
Juliana, me, and Jason Lindner.
Yeah. And how would Bowie sort of like, had he seen you play? Was he like, I want
no,
those
what happened
guys?
was Maria Schneider like said she couldn't do a record with him. Like he had asked her to do a record. He wanted to do a jazz record.
Yeah.
And she said she didn't have time because she was working on that Thompson Fields record, which she ended up winning a Grammy for.
Yeah.
A great record. But, you know.
And what did she like give Donnie a call?
No, well, right, she did say that. She said,
seriously, yeah.
Yeah, she said, here, check out this casting. We had just done casting for Gravity, I think, which is, you know, when we were just in the studio, just going, like, you know, it was like annihilation mode, which Bowie loved. Yeah. You know, I think the first thing to get turned on to was Mark Juliana, just going apeshit.
Oh, it's so good, isn't
yeah,
it?
well, this is one track where we were just all kind of laying in, and it's like, it was a Dave Vinny song that he had written, and it just, for some reason at the end, it was like, the end went on for like 5 minutes. It was just pretty trancy, but we were just going in. Yeah. And I think he loved that. And then, so you get turned on to that. He's like, maybe I'll check these guys out. And then he came to the 55 bar. And I was having.
So you're like playing, and you're like, oh, there's Bowie. Yeah.
No, he didn't. Nobody told us he was there until afterwards.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it was like stealth.
It was stealth. Yeah,
amazing.
Well, you know, he used to walk around New York. Bowie would walk around New York, like, and he'd have a hat on, and people would be like, "Hey, it looks like David Bowie," but he would. This is how this motherfucker worked. He was a genius. He would have like a foreign language newspaper in his hand, and so they'd be like, "Oh, that can't be him because he's reading a foreign language newspaper." Can you believe that? Yeah, amazing, and it would just, and then the trail would go dead.
That's amazing.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff cracks me up.
So when he came and saw you in 55 bar, you obviously booked to do the gigs and stuff. I mean, do the recording.
Yep.
What was the writing process like? Was it like mapped out?
Yeah, totally. Well, most of it. Yeah. I mean,
were you send the tunes in advance?
Yeah, we would send the tunes. Yeah, so like we'd write them out, and Donnie rehearsed a little bit before, which we didn't really need to do because you know, get in the studio sometimes and like you know. The demo is one thing, and then how it feels.
Everything changes.
Yeah. Which is like Lazarus was that.
Yeah.
You know, because I ended up we were just fooling around with it, like second take. A lot of the times it was just me and Mark second take, and we were done for the day.
Yeah.
But let me see if I can pick. But like one of the takes, I ended the tune going, I did this thing at the end of one of them. I was just. Like some. Just stuff like that. And they were like, wow, I love that, so to put that in the intro. So I ended up, like, on the intro, I just went. That stuff. I mean, which you've heard many times.
Yeah.
So like, it was just interesting. Like, okay, there was like, you stick to the map basically, but like he totally allowed for like creation like that to happen. Which is
So you've got like the melodies are down, the chords are down, stuff like that,
Right.
but you can interpret them how you want to, basically.
Sorta. I mean, like "'Tis a Pity She's a Whore."
Yeah.
I kind of stuck to what the demo was, which is
Right,
like, and then there's other things. Can't Give Everything Away. It's pretty close. Girl Loves Me. I ended up playing guitar on that too, actually.
Oh, really?
Just doubling the bass line, yeah. Crazy. His guitar, that Supro guitar.
Oh, is it
That
the
white
Super
thing,
guitar? Yeah.
Through his like weird chorus pedal. He had a like weird anyway.
Who David Bowie did, yeah.
Yeah, so I just played all through his shit.
Yeah.
And
was he there for the most part?
Yeah.
Was he just sort of like, listening to you guys track and you're like, I like this,
Yep.
I don't like
Interjecting.
that. Like in terms of like creative process, did he have a real heavy hand in it?
absolutely.
Yeah.
More
'Cause I
than-
think with these guys that sort of like uber stars,
Yeah.
sometimes really hard to get a feel for,
No, he
like
was
in
super
terms of that
hands-on.
creative
Yeah.
process, how involved they are. In
Yeah,
that.
he was super
like
hands-on.
leading it,
Yeah, he definitely. He was. I think Tony Visconti had some. He had less to say, but like later on, he did all the processing and put everything, and he tracked all the vocals and stuff.
Yeah.
But like in the studio, mostly it was like David's show.
Yeah.
At least from what I saw.
Yeah.
Or like the track like Blackstar, which I feel like honestly that's probably one of the best tracks I ever did.
Yeah.
Because he totally. I mean, the beginning part is scripted. Like because it was like his demo he did at home.
Yeah.
But then the middle part, where it goes kind of R&B soul.
Yeah.
Like I totally channeled like Justin Melville Johnson and Serge Gainsbourg, like they're kind of really picky, like super busy bass part.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. I mean, they like that. And then on the end, I launched into like Sly and the Family Stone, Pino, like really bouncy, really out, like kind of just like playing all that fucked up Pino stuff.
Yeah.
And I came into the control room. I was just like, "See, you want me to go out and
Is this
fix
cool?"
that?" Yeah. No, basically, I was just like, "These guys like this because they didn't say anything."
Yeah.
And it all made it.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, he was politically bummed out too. It was beyond just him being sick. There's a lot of. He's one of the most well-read people I've ever met. So like he was hyper aware of.
I was going to, what was he like as a dude?
Yeah, hilarious.
Hilarious, yeah. Good guy.
Yeah, but yeah, no, he just was funny. Like we were getting into insult fests and just
Just a good dude.
the best.
Yeah. When you were recording in the studio, what were you actually using? Like obviously you were using the P bass, right? But were you just going to the desk? What was going on?
I had a 68p, which is I put flats on it and haven't touched it since. It's just got this weird. I'll never put rounds on it because it's just got this vibe.
Yeah.
So that's so most of it. The record is that bass. But I was going through my Yamaha EM80. It wasn't
Yeah.
That's which is like a tube. It's not. It's a old PA head from. Very underpowered PA head from the 70s or early 80s or something like that. So it's cool. It's really kind of gnarly.
It's tube, right?
No,
is it not tube?
It's solid, but it's pretty thick sounding. It's like thicker than a B15. So what I was doing was using that as the head into a B15. And they mic
you do it.
And it also has
B15,
yeah. And so the reverb also from Lazarus is in that reverb tank, and it's
really
amazing sounding amp. Yeah, and they're like $200 on eBay. There you go. Okay, do you want to have a career? Get a Yamaha EM80.
Dudes, dudettes, hopefully you enjoyed that interview. If you're not already a member of scotsbasslessons.com, obviously go over to the site and check it out. If you're a bass nerd like me, you're going to dig it. You'll find over 100 interviews with some of the best bass players on the planet, a huge course library, and a load of other bass-related shenanigans as well that you're going to love. So other than that, guys, take it easy and, wait a minute, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the shed.